So help me decide which plane I should build next. Welcome back, everybody. So this is going to be a follow-up to my last video on my new project that I want to take on. So I mentioned I want to build another plane, or I want to build a boat or restore a boat. And that's the order actually of where I'm at right now. So the plane is at the top of the list. I've been diving into some research over the last couple of weeks on what I might do, and I've narrowed down a list of 5 planes that fit the bill. And I need to do some more research on that to decide if financially I can do it without it just being too outrageous, because I do not want to sell the Sling TSI. I haven't even picked it up from the paint shop. It's going to be like a brand new plane, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I came up with 5 planes that sort of met a criteria that I had in mind. And so I'll throw out the 5 planes first, and then we'll talk about how I came up with that list. So the first one is a Sling 2. I've built a Sling aircraft. They're similar in design. I'm familiar with how Sling does a lot of things. I know the Sling people, and it would be easier for me. I think I could build it much faster than book time. They're saying 1,200 hour build time for the Sling 2. I think I could build it faster than that just because of my familiarity with how Sling does things. The second one on the list is the Sonex High Wing. It's a neat little brand new plane. They haven't even gotten production kits on sale yet. I interviewed the owner and CEO at Oshkosh last year, and I did a video. If you have any interest, you can see that video. But it's a neat little 2-seat plane, like the Sling 2, similar size, similar useful load. It'll run on a Rotax. The Sonex also has several other engine options. So the next one is the Zenith 750 Cruiser. It's reasonably priced, 2-seater. Basic useful load is pretty reasonable. It has multiple engine options. I could run a Rotax 912, 100 horse, or some other options. It'll fit, 2 people, some luggage, and some gas. The Vans RV12 is number 4. It's been around a long time. It's they've produced a lot of kits, and there's a lot of planes flying. The main issue that I see with it is the useful load is probably the smallest of the 5 on this list. It was built for the LSA 1320 standard, and they haven't revised that. So if you build it as an experimental amateur built, some of the other planes like the Sling 2 and some others, they've actually been tested to a higher useful load. Vans did not do that. This plane was evidently built for 1320, and that's where you need to build it. Of course, as a builder, you can expand on that, but I wouldn't go outside of what Vans engineers had set up the plane for. And the last one on my list is a Kitfox Super Sport. So that's a kind of out in left field plane for this list. It's a high wing, 2-seater. You can put a Rotax 912 on it, or other engine options. There's several. And it's a neat little plane. It can be a tail dragger or tricycle gear. If I picked that one, I don't know which way I would go. Actually, I have no tail dragger experience. So that would be a whole new thing I would have to do. So that's the 5th one on the list. Currently, their lead time is a little long. They're booking out over a year for kit deliveries. So that would be one of the main drawbacks for the Kitfox. But I still find it very interesting. And I think the build time is a little less than some of the others. So I think that that could even out, but I've got to do some more research. So anyway, those are the 5 planes. So I want to talk about how I came up with that. So the first thing is cost. I would love to build a Sling High Wing or an RV-15 or an RV-10 or some big honking long-range project that would take me a while and I could really dive into. But those projects, you're talking a lot of money. Because if you're going to build those big planes, I say big, a 4-seat, you're going to put a Rotax 916 or an IO 540, you're going to load it up with avionics. You do all that work, you're going to want a really nice paint job, so you're going to have a pro level paint job. in my mind. Not everyone would. So to do all that is just outside the price range of me building while I still own another plane. So cost is the main factor. Delivery time is a factor. I would like this project to be delivered, finished, and in my hangar in about 2 years, maybe 2.5 at the outside. So that's important. If it takes a year to get it and then it takes me over 1,000 hours to build it, I don't know if I can make that happen. The Sling 2 is currently booking 5 or 6 months delivery time from order, mainly because they're based in South Africa and they have to put the crates on a freighter and ship them to the United States. So that takes some time. Useful load. I would like me and my wife and some gas and some baggage and maybe a new puppy to be able to fit in this plane. I would like to be able to use it for little weekend getaways. I'll have the TSI. There'll be some overlap one way or the other. And I want it to be useful. If I decide long-term, 2 years from now, to sell the TSI, I want to be able to use the whatever this plane is that I'm going to build, if I build it, as the interim plane until I build maybe a third plane. So we'll see. We'll see how much I enjoy number 2 and if there's a 3. But for right now, let's focus on a maybe plane number 2. But useful load, it needs to be reasonable. I'm a big guy, so it needs to be big enough for me and some bags and some fuel and my wife. Build time, again, it's just I need to be able to get the kit and build it in about 2.5 years. So I don't need an RV10 is 2,000, 2,500 hours depending on who you are. Some of the other planes are a little higher. My TSI took me 1,700 hours. When you add a lot of avionics and a lot of extras and a lot of custom stuff, that adds a lot of time. So this is going to be a more by the book, less customized plane. That's going to be a factor. So build time. And the last one is engine choices. I want to stick with a mainstream engine because one way or another, I would probably sell this plane. I don't know when, but it just seems to me from my research that if you stick with a mainstream engine like a Rotax 912, they just sell quicker and they sell for a little more money. Now you do pay a little more money for any Rotax versus some of the other planes, but you seem to make up with that with them selling quicker and for more money. So I will probably stick with that. Some of the other brands are using the UL Power 350 IS. The Sonex has that. Zenith is using those in a lot of their models. So that would be another consideration. And there may be a third. I'd love to hear what everybody thinks. So give me those sort of criteria. But anyway, that's the overview. Those are the 5 planes. Again, I'll read those off. The Sling 2, the Sonex High Wing, the Zenith 750 Cruiser, the Vans RV12, and the Kitfox Super Sport. So I'm going to work on some more research. I'll probably do a video on each one of these planes. So you'll probably see that. I'll probably dive into each plane a little more in detail. And I'd love to hear everybody's comments. Let me know what you think. Pros and cons. Anybody who's owned any of these planes. Obviously, the Sonex High Wing is not even distributed yet. So that one, no one will have any experience with. But I'd like to hear what everybody says. So give me your comments, your feedback, and we'll dive into these 5 planes a little more, and maybe we'll add another 6th or a 7th if I come up with some more options. Well, thanks for watching, and more to come.